read some more comics, and so I guess I'll talk about them for the Wednesday show. Yeah. So, once again, Shazam. And, it's not bad. It's continuing on. It's Wade and Mora, which seems to be a pretty good team. And it's got a lot of silly in it, but it has, which is appropriate for Shazam, Captain Marvel. Yeah, the real one. But he's just the captain now. Yes, yes. Even though I think they're still going to refer to Mary as Mary Marvel. Well, there's no Mary Marvel over at Marvel Comics, so I guess they can do that. I don't know. They could still call him Captain Marvel within the title. They would just have to call the comic book Shazam. But anyway, so he has this rather magical but sci-fi adventure with the Emperor of the Moon. Yeah, but anyway, it's more of this. He's being manipulated by the gods that are the namesake of, or well, their initials are the namesake of his powers and all that sort of thing. Because I think Billy's not doing a good enough job and all that. So although at first it was like a mystery of some sort, but it isn't so much now. But anyway, it's a fun romp. It's not quite on par, I don't think, with World's Finest, but it's pretty damn close. So I'm enjoying it. I like it okay. And we'll see where it goes. I mean, especially when the other kids get their powers back, see where they go with that. And then, oh, look, a redesign of Queen Bee. They do show a flashback in her original outfit and whatnot. But so in this one, it's a bit, again, with some comedic elements where Zeus is chastising the other gods. Saying they're all being foolish and stupid and led astray by their own ends and whatnot. So now he's taking charge, and then he sees a beautiful woman, and of course he's completely distracted because that's what Zeus does. So, of course, none of them are really fit for this mission. So they are, oh, well, look. And, but the problem here is, of course, Billy is not of age to be with this woman, and so this is highly inappropriate for what Zeus is doing vicariously and somewhat completely through Shazam here, the captain. But anyway, it's handled in a silly way in how all this happens, and ends on quite the cliffhanger. Oh no, Billy's in trouble. Not that kind of trouble. So it's a fine title. Just World's Finest is better, but only by a little bit. So maybe this will get better. I don't know. I suppose it's possible in there, but and of course I really love the art. So so far so good for Shazam. Meanwhile, speaking of World's Finest, the spinoff title, Teen Titans, it was interesting in that I saw this as, and I think I'm hoping that's what it is, where they're kind of doing their reboot of DC through these titles that talk about the past of these characters, and hopefully a more back to basics attempt. But the problem is, Shazam is much better than Teen Titans in the sense that Teen Titans just can't seem to get off the ground here. All they do is teen soap opera. Well, not so much soap opera, but teen hijinks, which of course you understand it. But there's no serious villain yet. There's scenes in here and clues that there will be. But I guess they're building to it, but it's just too much of this, and it just doesn't come across as good as Shazam handles it with their silliness. So right off the bat, everybody takes a selfie, and of course, Speedy has already been established as celebrity obsessed, his own celebrity, and they go to this Teen Titans fan con in Metropolis. So. Selfie, and all that stuff. And Robin, where's Robin? Well, he can't go. Batman rightly says that's stupid. And too much public appearances, people are going to figure out who you are, because, I mean, all you do is wear an eye mask. And the idea is to not, mingle too much with the public. And you get in, you do your heroic deeds, and then you get out. And that's how he sees it and how it should be. But the kids like being popular and stuff. But for Dick's purposes, he's trying to be a part of the team and all that. And when he continues to be too much of an outsider, well, eventually they won't accept him, perhaps, that kind of thing. Which is a point that he has, but that's really the only interesting part of the book. The rest of it is a creepy fan is obsessed with, the bee here. I'm forgetting her name. The Bumblebee, I guess. I'm forgetting. But so he's a weirdo, a stalker, and so, but he has powers, and he, wants her to be his woman, and well, she's not interested. So shenanigans ensue, and it's all silly and whatnot, and things get out of hand. But then Dick Grayson does decide to show up, and gives them the leadership they need. That shows that he's the guy who should be in charge. So that's that. And then there's some mysterious someone recruits this guy for the end, saying, "Oh well, there's something more to this." But overall, I didn't particularly like this issue, and I think they need to step up more of adventure and serious threats rather than, hey, we're teens and stuff. Don't care. So some of that is expected. I understand that. But as it isn't, like I said, in Shazam, they seem to, it's the same guy's way of doing it seems to weave it better there with stories. And maybe it's just because of some of the magic elements involved in it and that kind of thing. And they got the talking dinosaur shows up and all that. Just seems to be more entertaining than, Archie comics in superheroes. I don't. So anyway, not too crazy about this so far, but the next issue may change that. I don't know. Well, Teen Titans may still have a chance for me to stick with it, but The Flash, this is its new, well, the new number one, but they keep the legacy count of 801. Okay. But they got a new crew on it. That would be Cy Spurrier and Deodato Jr. The art, well, it's interesting. It looks like it's a little different from his usual. But it's this grid effect that they do, which I guess is indicative of, well, once again, something's up with the Speed Force and some new threat lurking within it and messing with reality and whatnot. So, okay, but my God, is this annoying. And very tedious and a lot of just work. And still, this is, a pretty good shot of the Flash, and he's dealing with Gorilla Grodd's little army comes in over the overall storyline. But it's a book that thinks it's much smarter than it really is. And I got through it, and then I was like, I'm not interested in this. I wasn't blown over by Jeremy Adams' run on it, but by comparison, it's far superior. Even though that one was so greatly crowded out by just, everybody was the Flash. Just about. It's centered on Wally for the most part, but, and this one, this is Wally's story. He's the Flash, and that's about it. His family's there, and the kids got something going on, and well, his wife's getting depressed. She's left out of all the adventure and everything, and that sort of thing. But for a jumping on point and get excited, and oh boy, the mystery, and it just didn't win me over at all. And this is one of the more flattering pages, but that grid effect that they did for the panels, me to kind of move away from that, I think. But I don't know. I don't know that I'll bother with the next issue on this one. So that's unfortunate. But, you know, it's only so much time to spend on reading comic books, and when one's not really tickling your fancy, you got to make room for something else. So finally, probably the best title that I checked out was the Titan publication of Conan the Barbarian. And I'd heard good things about it from other channels. Certainly Thinking Critical praised it, I believe. And then Andre from Midnight's Edge had a lot of high praise for it. And I thought, yeah, I'll check it out, see what's what, you know. And boy, am I glad I did, because it's just glorious. And the artwork, this is Ravaging Rob Delatore, I guess, or Delator. And he's really captured the essence of Buscema here, which has to have been one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Conan the Barbarian artist. And he's really got it down here. And it just does a great job on it. And the story is not bad either. But I was more, I think I read more regularly the black and white Savage Sword of Conan, which is the magazine thing. And a lot of those, some of the stories were ongoing arcs and whatnot, but others were kind of one and done type deals. But this is like an overall long little saga here of what's going on with Conan and what he's going to face in this particular adventure. And so that's kind of cool. So here's a little tease of what he's going to face. Oh no, zombies again. Well, you know, it's Halloween, so it's appropriate. But dark forces are at work. And Conan's got quite the uphill battle for him in this adventure, but it's just so, and it's a very basic Conan story, and with the art is a magnificent compliment to it, and a really great achievement and a return to greatness for the character of Conan. So in this instance, all the praise was true. So, I mean, can't say much about it other than that it's really good. Check out Conan from Titan Publications. It went back and forth. The Dark Horse had it. Originally, Marvel Comics published those. That was, you know, in the good old days. And I believe it was briefly at Marvel. Didn't really hear, I heard some good things about it, but just didn't take the time to look into it and was not fond of Marvel anymore anyway. And then it moved over to Titan, and well, so far so good. They're doing really great with this. So this could easily give World's Finest a run for its money, but they're two different genres, so I don't know that the comparison really holds. But I'm in for the long haul on this one. This is really good. So I guess Conan for the win.